Welcome to Have I Got News for You? I'm Roy Wood Jr. In the news this week, Grandma asks if you want to watch Baby Girl with her.
No. Next question.
Twitter users complain about the site being overrun by bots, and Elon responds.
Who's making this stuff?
Not me!
Whoa!
RFK Jr. unveils his latest strategy to combat the measles.
Heifer, you ain't got to do nothing.
On Amber's team tonight, he's halfway to an EGOT, which is why he'll be taking over the role of Elphaba in Wicked Part 2. It's Alex Edelman. And joining Michael, she's a comedian who you've seen on Kimmel, Colin, and Rachel Maddow, where Rachel famously waved her over to the couch. It's Lori Kilmartin. Now for the biggest stories of the week. Michael and Lori, I'm gonna show you a clip. Watch the clip package and tell me what's the story.
That's the host of that game show. Yes.
That's
taking a wrecking ball to the world. And
that's rich people, wealthy, happy people.
we love you and we hate you. We hate you. Is it about the town halls? Is it about people like maybe showing up or not showing up? Is that what it is? Something like that?
The story is President Trump's first big speech to Congress celebrated his first 43 days in office and set the agenda for a new golden age. And of course, the Democrats were not having any of it. Oh, wait, no, that's my bad. That's Serbia. That's They get down in Serbian parliament. They don't fool around. The New York Times called Trump's 99-minute address, quote, replete with familiar exaggerations and falsehoods.
That'll
replete
show him.
with lies and lies. They could just say that.
Do you all know what lie he spent 2 minutes on?
Oh, that he's going to make America great again.
It was this lie about finding fraud in Social Security.
Over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. And one person is listed at 360 years of age.
Is it Mitch McConnell?
Here's the oldest man we could find with the answer.
That is an outrageous law intended to lay the groundwork for cuts to Social Security.
You don't look a day over 159. Why else are people speculating that our social safety net isn't so safe?
Because they said they're going to cut half of the workforce? Does that have anything to do with it?
Last week, the Social Security Administration announced it's cutting 7,000 jobs in DOGE-initiated restructuring.
Restructuring.
And here's Elon Musk on Joe Rogan talking about exactly that.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Right, explain that.
It might be a Ponzi scheme because there's all this money that through our careers we pay into Social Security, and none of that money is going to Elon Musk.
Also in his speech, Trump touted the creation of the Department of Government Efficiency as one of his biggest accomplishments so far, but he made sure to give credit where credit was due.
DOGE, which is headed by Elon Musk, who is in the gallery tonight.
Guys, please.
I'm just happy Elon didn't do the salute right then. Because I don't know about y'all, anytime Elon's hand come above his shoulder, I'm like, oh! But he brought it up and he was like, ah, tricked you. Why was Trump shouting out Elon as the head of DOGE? Why was that such an important
Because
moment?
he keeps saying Elon's not in charge of DOGE, and then he says he is in charge of DOGE, and then he says he's not in charge of DOGE. It's like the tariffs. They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. It's like Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. I don't know what's going on.
God. Thank God that you're on my team.
Wasn't he just doing paintballs with Jennifer Garner?
Elon?
Yeah,
No. Trump shouting out Elon during his speech was an important moment because the White House has repeatedly claimed, for legal reasons, that Elon Musk is most certainly not in charge of DOGE, and just last week pinned the whole cost-cutting operation on this Maxinista nobody's ever heard of, old Amy Gleason, who was on vacation in Mexico. And now they're saying Elon's in charge. Last week they said Amy was in charge. How you get hired and fired on the same vacation?
I get the feeling like Amy Gleason might not actually exist.
What were the immediate results of Trump's Muskian lip slip?
Don't ever say it like that.
Muskian lip slip was my favorite Axe body spray variant.
Trump said that Elon wasn't in charge. Then he gets on TV, says Elon is in charge. So on Thursday, President Trump appeared to set new limits on Elon's power, telling cabinet secretaries that, quote, staffing decisions will be left up to them, not Elon and his Department of Government Efficiency. But Trump made sure to add this.
If they can cut, it's better. And if they don't cut, then Elon will do the cutting.
But wasn't the premise of the question, what did Trump do to walk it back? Mm-hmm. Didn't he just double down? Isn't he saying if you don't fire, Elon's going to do it?
No.
Oh, okay.
What he said is that you're in charge, and I need you to fire him. But if you don't, I will demote Elon down to your position, and then he will fire. And then after he's fired, I will promote Elon back up to the position. Out of that 99 minutes, what was the one line that you was just like, oh my God, what
the transgender mice. They're turning the mice trans.
It was this statement about waste uncovered by DOGE.
$8 million for making mice transgender.
Is it real?
No, I mean, I wish it was. It sounds fun.
How do we know that the government doesn't have an Area 51 lab where they making the trans mice?
How would you know if a mice was trans? How would you know if a mouse was trans? How would you know?
Because they love Bud Light.
Yeah. We have to stop joking about this because it's not a real thing and we're normalizing it a little too much. Trans mice is not real, but the issue is that people aren't sure if Trump was referring to money used for transgenic studies on mice, which was done for asthma and cancer, or whether he was referring to cuts in money used for a study on how gender hormones affect the microbiome of mice. How did Democrats protest Trump's lies during this speech?
Forcefully, something we could get behind. It was so inspirational.
Some walked out, some tuned out, and then there was this, the silent but stunning rebuke of Trump and his lies. But those signs made courtesy of the Honorable Congressman Wild E. Coyote.
I liked the signs.
There was also the Democrats dusting off a 7-year-old meme to do this.
This Choose Your Fighter video, their take on a rather old TikTok trend.
Clever or cringe?
Okay. The signs seem pretty good now. I didn't see that. That's real?
Yeah, that happened this week.
Oh, no.
So that was cringe to you?
Let them do it. Let these people make a stupid fucking video. Every time they get together and are like, hey guys, what should we do? I don't know, something stupid. Let them fucking have it. Let them do anything.
Okay, you're saying that now, Amber, but then next week, if they're planking for Medicaid, are we getting what we need? One Democrat did bring some heat to the speech, though. Which Democrat brought the heat?
It was a young man who stood up and went, we ought to stay together.
Yes, it was Al Green, who was ejected by Speaker Johnson for disorderly conduct. Here's what Green had to say for himself.
It's worth it to let people know that there are some of us who are going to stand up against this president's desire to cut Medicaid, Medicare, and Social Security.
I love this guy.
I'm just grateful that the Democrats held the line. None of them voted to censure him. What happened?
Actually, Michael, 10 Democrats joined the Republicans in the vote.
No.
Here's Mike Johnson dropping the hammer.
The House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured.
What happens to him now?
That's on his permanent record, Alex. He's not going to get into Columbia now.
After the vote, Democrats sang a Negro spiritual to support their colleague.
Roy, I will flip this whole fucking desk. I swear to Christ.
Bonus question.
Roy.
What was
Which
the song?
Negro spiritual did they sing?
No way.
Michael,
No way.
hit it, Michael.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. But then they went into bass. How low can you go? What a brother, no. Once again, back is the... It was very surprising, but it was beautifully executed.
What civil rights 90s CNC Music Factory crossover that you just did?
Straight out of Compton.
Technically a Negro spiritual. It's about struggle. It's about overcoming a form of oppression.
And about a crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube.
You feel like every black person just turned to you right there and was like...
Oh, I felt it. I felt it.
It's, it's two black people right behind you, right over your shoulder.
I'm very aware.
Democrats showed their support for Al Green by breaking into an impromptu rendition of We Shall Overcome. But if you're frustrated with Democrats, here's Chuck Schumer with the bold path forward.
The best way to organize and protest is to organize. Organizing is hard, but it's effective, and that's what we're doing.
Got it. So the best way to organize is to organize. And that's how you organize. If you organize, then you won't have to organize because you're already organized.
Actually, the best way to organize is to throw away everything that doesn't spark joy.
Amber and Alex, watch the clips and tell me, what is the story?
Okay, so there's shipping containers.
Yep.
Oh, and the stock is
red
dropping.
lines are down.
Oh, and there's an American flag and a Chinese flag.
Oh, two men about to kiss? This seems to be about
It's a trade war.
the trade wars. It's soon to be a movie on HBO.
Yes, I'll give you points for that. The story is Tariff Palooza 2025 is on. But it may be on, it may be off, it may be on again, which is made for a chaotic week in Trump's foreign policy. Doesn't feel like he's playing three-dimensional chess. Feels like he's playing this game.
Bed Bugs is the frantic new catch and capture game where you pick the color and then scramble to get the most bugs.
What game is that?
I had that game. It was Bed Bugs.
Yeah.
What?
Well, no matter what we think he's doing, we know for sure it's definitely not a trade war.
Some call it a trade war. I call it smart.
This is not a trade war, right? This is a drug war.
Are we definitely in a trade war?
Yeah, this is a trade war.
I love how one person trying to defend it was like, no, it's not a trade war. It's another thing we weren't able to execute successfully. It's a drug war. It's a thing we've been losing for 50 years.
Yeah, on Tuesday, Trump initiated major new tariffs of 25% on Canada and Mexico and added 10% to existing Chinese tariffs, bringing their total up to 20%. Why would Donald Trump add more tariffs?
When two countries love each other very much.
The New York Times reported that the tariffs were put in place with no clear rationale. Let's be fair, maybe Trump has a legitimate reason. Let's hear from the horse's mouth.
Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance.
What's the problem? Like the statement goes, you can't make an omelet without taking out a second mortgage. Everybody knows it. How did the world receive the news of Trump's tariffs?
They think we are so smart.
Stocks plummeted this week, wiping out all post-election gains for the S&P 500. And here's, more specifically, the Canadian reaction to tariffs.
Today, the United States launched a trade war against Canada. Their closest partner and ally, their closest friend. Make that make sense.
We have hurt his feelings so much.
Now, according to the administration, there's one big reason we need to protect ourselves from Canada right now. Does anybody know what that reason is?
Does Justin Bieber have a brother?
Here's White House trade advisor Peter Navarro with the answer.
Canada has been taken over, Brett, by Mexican cartels.
Which means whoever's in charge of that space between Mexico and Canada, that space right there, they are not doing a good job. China reacted with a tweet from its embassy that said, quote, if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end. If that ain't some Tupac Death Row Records level threat.
Wait, what? That's a real tweet?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's really scary.
If you pretend this isn't real, it's kind of exciting. Right?
Is that your remedy
Yes.
for the next 4 years?
This is very helpful. Just pretend it's not actually happening.
It's called disassociation,
Thank
Roy.
you.
What HR issue is Trump dealing with this week that may also throw a wrench into his plan?
Was somebody not racist enough?
The HR issue that Trump is dealing with right now is Elon Musk and Marco Rubio are beefing. According to the New York Times, Trump got his crew together on Thursday, and during the meeting, quote, Elon was letting Rubio have it, accusing him of failing to slash his staff. But Rubio said Musk was not being truthful. So then Musk told Rubio he's good on TV, with the clear subtext being that he's not good for much else.
What's crazy about that is he's not even good on TV.
Look, I don't want to get into the middle of this at all. Like,
you
guys-
understand that you're on a TV show specifically to get into the middle of it.
No, I'm aware, but these guys are very vindictive, and they can be. And is there a camera I can look at? Like, hey,
Lock on 5.
Mr. President, or just I'll call you Elon. I don't agree with any of the stuff being said. I think you're doing a great job. We can all live in space. You go first.
We'll be right back, and as we go to break, we'll have Michael Ian Black lead us in a singing of the Negro spiritual, We Shall Overcome. We'll be right back.